All in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And still undisputed lightweight champion of the world, Devin the Dream Haney!
Devin Haney is 30-0. He defends the undisputed lightweight championship by defeating Vasiliy Lomachenko in a class.
Let's talk about it. Welcome to Watch the Fight Boxing Talk. This video is about the highly controversial Haney versus Lomachenko fight that has the streets and social media buzzing right now. I actually think that Haney did, in fact, win this fight with a slight edge. Don't beat me up, y'all. Just watch the fight. Now, I'm looking forward to reading your opinions and your takes in the comments too. But everything about this fight was controversial, from the build-up to the weigh-ins to the decision to post-fight, etc. All right, first and foremost, I want to shout out both fighters for even stepping into the ring, because showing up is half the battle. So big ups to both fighters for stepping in the ring, putting their safety on the line, and performing their best on that night. Shout out to the referee, Harvey Dock. I think he did a spectacular job. He wasn't in the way. He was fair. He broke them up at the right times. Man, I think he's my favorite referee right now. All right, both fighters look good at weigh-ins. Loma looked pretty comfortable at that weight, but I think Devin should move up to 140 soon. 135 may be too light for him, and I think he performed better keeping that extra 5 pounds too. Man, what a spectacle. Weigh-in was controversial because Haney pushed Lomachenko, and boy, did it set off a firestorm. It was the push heard around the world. It was unexpected and a bit unnecessary, but ultimately I think it was great publicity. It got the people talking online and in person. It attracted more interest for the fight, and at some point I read that the Athletic Commission was considering fining Devin Haney for that push, but I don't know what the end result was with that. All right, folks, so here's my take. Ultimately, I believe Haney edged this fight out simply because he was technically sound. I expected Haney to impose his will in this fight, but that did not happen. So kudos to Loma for not allowing that. And neither one of them imposed their will, in my opinion. But I went to a bar to watch this fight, and I thought that Haney lost the fight because as the fight went on, he seemed to be getting fatigued, and Loma caught him with numerous clean punches to the head. So I thought Haney ended up losing. It looked like he was losing the first time I watched it. But the next morning I rewatched the fight, and I noticed that Haney was more effective than it seemed the first time that I watched it. I rewatched it a third time that night just to make sure that I felt confident in my assessment before I made this video. So the first time I watched the fight, I thought Loma won because Loma got more of the crowd favorite shots, you know, like clean punches to the face. And he did a lot of flurries throughout the fight. Those flurries were deceiving because they looked more intense than they actually were, right? But he was getting more of the crowd favorite shots, just stuff that makes the crowd cheer or makes the crowd go wild, where he would punch Devin in his face, or he would do a flurry and it looked like it was pretty intense. But there were several moments where Loma would throw 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 punch combos, and in reality only like 2 or 3 of them actually connected effectively, right? So in a nutshell, Haney did great body work. He landed a lot of huge body shots. He dictated the pace of the fight, especially early on. I wouldn't say he imposed his will, but he did set the pace because Loma was very careful of coming in or getting too close to him, and Loma was very cautious. So Haney did dictate the pace of how the fight was, especially in the first half. Haney ducked, he dodged, and he blocked a lot of Lomachenko's combos, which pretty much negated those flurries that he was throwing. Haney made some adjustments. His footwork was pretty decent. But what Haney did poorly was guard his face. He didn't keep his hands high enough, and he didn't move his head enough, especially in the later half of the fight. And that's why Loma punched him in the face so many times towards the second half of the fight. Loma had great conditioning, great stamina. He picked his shots very well, and he set traps pretty well too. What he did poorly, though, is he didn't invest in the body enough. Was not enough body shots from Loma. And he gave up a lot of the early rounds. So I don't know if he was trying to figure out Haney or if he was just being cautious. But a lot of the early rounds went to Haney because of that. So, but I think they both showed good ring IQ overall, though, for both of them. There could be some more things that each of them did great and also did poorly, but those were the main things that stood out to me. All right. And here's my quick score for each round. And before I get into the rounds, just to let y'all know, I use a AAA scoring method, and I probably just made that up. But I score rounds based on the 3 A's, which is activity, accuracy, and adjustments. Those are the main things that I look for when I'm scoring my rounds. Okay, so let's get into the rounds. All right, round 1. I gave round 1 to Haney. Devin, he came straight in. He landed some good shots, and he was more active in round 1. Lomachenko seemed to be more patient. He was cautious, like he was getting a feel for Devin. So I'd say he was pretty much just downloading information that round. Round 2, I gave to Haney. Round 3, I thought that was a swing round. I would say Haney edged it slightly, but this one's a swing round. It was hard for me to call, but you can see that Loma is waking up more. He's getting more aggressive, a little more active. Round 4, I gave to Haney. Round 5 was a swing round. In this one, you see Loma, he's definitely woke by this point. He's coming forward more. Haney also seems to be slowing down a little bit in this round. So I'd say this one was a swing round. It was hard to call. Round 6, I thought that was a Haney round. But in this round, this is where Loma starts to land a little more punches to the head. In that round is where you see that trend starting. Round number 7, I'd say that was a swing round. That one can go either way. And Lomachenko is still connecting with those headshots. Loma also threw Haney in this round. So they tangled up at one point, they tied up, and Lomachenko kind of like throws Haney towards the ropes. But Loma is definitely more energetic in this round than Haney is. But Haney's still pretty accurate with his punches. So that one was a very close round. So that one, I'd say round 7 is a swing round. It was hard for me to call. So let me know what you guys think for round 7. Round 8 was also a swing round. I couldn't call that one, but they were both pretty accurate, both landing some good punches. Round number 9 was another swing round. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Round 10, this is the controversial round right here. You guys don't beat me up, right? I think this one was a swing round. So, so pretty much there was that flurry from Lomachenko, of course, in round 10. But again, if you really pay close attention to that flurry, there was like 2 or 3 punches that landed in it, so it wasn't all that effective. Round 11 was a clear Lomachenko round, no questions about it. He was super energetic in that round too. And then round 12 was a Haney round. Yep. So to sum it all up, Haney edged out the win in this fight. Loma had spurts of aggression for a few seconds in several rounds, but Haney maintained the pace of the fight overall, and he always had an answer for Loma throughout each round. well, they had answers for each other throughout the rounds, which is why it's such a close fight with so many swing rounds. But ultimately, Haney was more effective than it seemed at first glance. I think it was his body shots and just staying technically sound and controlling the pace that helped him win this fight. This fight was too close for comfort, so I can definitely appreciate a rematch. But I would say that Haney did, in fact, earn this win. He did the more consistent work, but he had less flashy highlights. So at face value, it seems like he didn't do enough, but he actually did. So congratulations to Haney for a job well done. Keep on improving, keep working hard, and keep enjoying your success. Congratulations again, Devin Haney, Bill Haney, good job as well. And can't wait to see what's next. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys have watched the fight, I want to know how you scored the rounds as well, because there was a lot of swing rounds for me. But looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Later.